back, everyone, to Keys to Success. All right, we have an awesome video for you guys today. We're going to talk about different things that you have been seeing in some of your programming that was out there. I just want to say thank you to our ladies behind me. We have Jess, we have Haj, we have Alyssa, and today we're just going to walk through a couple things that might be beneficial for you guys. Let's dive in and talk about it. So in a bunch of different programming, whether you're following our programming or wherever you are, there's movements that we may look at and be like, hey, I don't have that piece of equipment. How am I going to do that? Well, guess what? You're in luck because we're going to be talking about that today. All right, so here we go. We're going to talk about the snatch. Whether it's a dumbbell snatch, a snatch with a barbell, a snatch with a kettlebell, we're limited in our room, we're limited in equipment. So Jess is going to go over what the snatch looks like. For those of you guys who may not know, the snatch is a movement, all right? It starts on the ground, and we're going to drive straight up through the hips and come all the way overhead in one movement. So if you're looking at programming, you're like, oh, snatches, that's cool if I had a barbell, but I don't. All right, how am I going to modify this? I only went to the gym and grabbed a kettlebell. Haj here, so kindly has a kettlebell underneath her. We're going to talk about the snatch with a kettlebell. It's a little bit differently, obviously, because we're only using one arm. But at the same time, you can get the same stimulus by using a kettlebell. So if you notice, Haj has a nice tight posture when she's about to lift off the ground. The snatch, guys, it's all about staying safe and also technique as well. So when Haj starts, the kettlebell is going to be right in between her feet. All right, so stand up in a deadlift for me. All right, this is the first movement of the snatch. Now let's add the pull. So she's going to go back down. All right, she's going to go back down. She's going to drive all the way up and high pull that snatch. All right, same thing goes when she catches. Good. So if you notice, she catches with her arms locked out, all right, and good technique. Here's the key to the kettlebell snatch that I see all the time. A lot of people have a tendency to take the head of that kettlebell, squeeze it real tight. So when they come up and transition, they're holding, all right, and what ends up happening is that head of the kettlebell comes all the way up here, and by the time it gets all the way around, it smashes the back of our forearm. So when you guys are doing it, make sure as soon as we pull and we transition, loosen up your hand grip and punch to the top. That'll make a smooth transition. So watch Haj do this right here. Again, she drives up and it's smooth. It shouldn't feel like you're driving that head into your forearm. It should be as smooth as possible. If you notice, one more, all right, she has a nice open palm. You don't necessarily need to keep it open, but for me, I like to because that guarantees me that it's going to be a smooth transition. This is the kettlebell snatch. All right, Alyssa over here, she has a dumbbell. Very similar to the barbell, just the dumbbell. All right, one fault that I say, actually, let's show a couple. All right, again, good posture, starting between your legs, driving straight up. Good. Back down. All right. One thing that I see with the dumbbell is people have a tendency to want to press out the dumbbell at the top. Guys, it's still a snatch. As we come up, it's not a press, it's a catch. All right. So, Alyssa, show us what a press out looks like. So, throw up and press. This is what I see all the time. Guys, we want to try to avoid that. We want to come up. We want to come up and lock out. All right. So, do it one more time from the ground. Yep, a good one. Okay. Good, come up and lock out. Well, so real quick, let's talk about the transition. Let's talk about the transition with the snatch. All right, CrossFit standard is the transition from the eye. One easy way for you guys to do that without completely rotating your back and grabbing it from the ground every time. All right, as you transition, you want to turn and this is the end position. This is where I want to be. I want both of my thumbs to be up on my transition. So as I come from overhead, I'm meeting here, I'm letting go and grabbing all in one motion. That's the key. If you're turned here, it's very hard to transition because you're dropping and you're trying to catch it. Now all that pressure is going down. But if both my thumbs are up, I can grab and continue in a nice, smooth manner. All right? So guys, that is the snatch. Let's jump on over to the clean and jerk. So Jess over here is going to show us what the clean and jerk looks like with a barbell. All right? We took out the 200-pound barbell for Jess for you guys today for demonstration purposes. She's that strong. All right? From the ground, nice tight position. We're driving up to the rack and jerking overhead. All right? With the barbell, most of us have this movement down, or we're still working on some minute details, but how are we going to do that with a kettlebell? Well, kettlebell, we have, that's my demonstrator. All right, so the kettlebell's just going to be a little bit differently. So let's talk about the smooth transition of the kettlebell. When you're doing a swing, for instance, it's not always here. Just because you're doing a one-arm swing doesn't mean your palm should be facing down. As you're rotating through your swing, you actually want to turn your wrist down, the thumb down, and then as you drive up, that's when you transition. So if you notice Haj, she's just going to do the clean, a couple cleans for us. So she's coming up in a smooth transition. Coming up, smooth transition. All right, so the clean and jerk is going to look like this. Coming up, transition, and she's still catching locked out overhead. That's the key to this movement, guys. All right, you don't want to necessarily press. You want to jerk that and catch it overhead. And then if you catch in the dip, pause here. All right, so notice how she catches in the dip, but a nice locked out. Now she's going to stand up and complete the movement. Thank you, Haj. All right, clean and jerk with a dumbbell. All right, so if this comes up in your program and that's all you have with a dumbbell, same concept. Now we're coming straight through here. This one you're not going to rotate because, again, that's just how the kettlebells are. You're going to try to keep it as clean and swift as possible. If you guys have double clean and jerks with the kettlebells, let me grab these right here. It's going to look a little bit differently. Instead of being between our legs, it's going to be on the outside. Nice tight back, coming up and pressing up overhead. Guys, again, you could do doubles with the kettlebells as well. We didn't grab another kettlebell, but it's the same concept. You're coming up, cleaning both, thank you, cleaning both at the same time. So again, depending on whatever equipment you have and whatever program you're doing, don't be afraid of some of these movements. Don't be afraid to hop back into the program that you're doing or our North Haven CrossFit programming, because again, we can do everything that is designed. All right, so we talked about the presses. Let's just talk about a devil's press for a little bit. Those have been very popular. I like to do them, especially in our home workout, because I just feel like it's a complete upper body or a full body workout. It gets your heart rate up. It gets, it's just awesome. So I love it. So what is a devil's press? Alyssa's going to show us what the actual standard of a devil's press looks like. Chest touches the ground. You come up. All right. You safely bring those dumbbells all the way overhead. It's pretty much a double snatch, and you press them overhead. So if you have one dumbbell, she's going to show us what that looks like, and you guys can alternate. Just do two for me. So she's going to go down. She's going to bring that dumbbell between her legs and drive up. Now she's going to alternate hands, come down, and press up. Great. All right, so Haj has a kettlebell. Same concept, guys. It's just you don't necessarily do your burpee on the head of the kettlebell. You just keep it in front of you. She's going to come down, do her burpee, come up, grab her kettlebell, and then snatch it up overhead. Do one more for me, Haj. Thank you. She's going to pop up and come down overhead. Awesome. So you're like, hey, all I have at home is a barbell. Guess what? I'm not going to leave you guys hanging. All right? If you see devil's press come up and all you have is a barbell, guess what? You're just going to get a little fitter than everybody else. Because why? The standard for the devil's press with a barbell is going to be burpee into clean and jerk. Boom. All right? So what might take a little bit longer, but guess what? You're just going to get a little bit fitter. Guys, if there's any movements that you have that you just don't know how to modify, we'd be happy to answer those questions for you. Just leave a comment in the link below, and we will be sure to get back to you. Thanks again for watching, guys. Can't wait to see you next time. Woo!